Good day everyone. This video we will talk about the classifications of resources. But before I start off, let me first introduce myself. I am Denise of BACS 4A. So what is natural resources? Natural resources can therefore be said to be those materials, known or unknown to man, which have been provided by nature or came into existence through natural processes and are useful for sustenance on earth. What is classifications of resources? Classification of resources on the basis of origin, exhaustibility, ownership, and development. These are the types of resources. In origin, we have biotic and abiotic factors. In exhaustibility, we have renewable and non-renewable resources. In status of development, we have potential, developed, reserved, and stock resources. In ownership, we have individual, community, national, and international resources. So, classification of natural resources based on origin, we have biotic resources. Resources that are obtained from the biosphere. Examples of these are birds, fish, and animals. Coal and petroleum are also considered biotic resources because they were formed from decayed organic matter. The second one is the abiotic resources. A compromise of non-living things. The examples of these are land, water, air, gold, iron, copper, and silver. So based on exhaustibility, we have renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources is an energy from sources that are naturally replenishing but flow limited. The examples of these are hydropower, solar, biomass, geothermal, and wind. In non-renewable resources is a natural substance that is not replenished with the speed at which it is consumed. Examples of these are fossil fuels, coal, nuclear, and natural gas. Based on the status of development, we have the potential, developed, stock, and reserved. In potential, it is the resources which have not been put to use or utilized but are found in region. The examples of these are the wind energy and solar energy. In developed, it is resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. The example of these are the petroleum, coal, and etc. In stock are those kinds of resources which are present in the environment and can be used but are not used currently. They are not used because there is no method to harness or access it yet. The examples of these are the various chemical and organic compounds that we still do not have the technology to utilize in any way. The last one is the reserve. Reserve are those resources which can be used but not currently in use. Or reserve is the resources that are defined and their present amount is recognized, but since they are reserved for the future, they are not being used. So maybe one of the example of this is in the sea, under the earth, or close to the river basin that are from other natural things. The next one is the based on ownership. We have the individual, community-owned, national, and international. So in individual, these are owned privately by individuals, and examples of these are apartments. In community-owned, these are resources which are accessible to all the members of the community, and the examples of these are the public parks. In national, all the resources within the nation are called natural resources. These are the tropical forest regions of India. In international, there are international institutions which regulate some resources, and the examples of these are hamburger.
Good day everyone, I'm Carmelis Malcadinang from the group of Natural Resources. I discuss allocation or management. Natural resources allocations are among the most complex and critical decisions made by management and policy. Decisions often involve balancing economic, environmental, legal, and technical considerations. What are the types of natural resources? The types of natural resources are earth materials used to support life and meet the needs of people. and organic materials used by humans can be considered as a natural resources. The five most important of natural resources are water, oil, coal, and forest, and the last is metal. What is management of natural resources? The management of natural resources are natural resource management refers to the sustainable utilizations of major natural resources such as land, water, and air. Natural resources provide fundamental life on support. What is the need of management of natural resources? We need to manage and resources because resources on Earth are limited. The population of Earth is increasingly at a trending use rate, so demand of resources are also increasing. Management of natural resources, a system of controlling the use of natural resources in such a way as to avoid their wastage and to use them in the most effective way is called management of natural resources.
Good day everyone, my name is Rian Treveles and today I will be discussing my part, which is the 3Rs. We cannot stop waste production entirely, but everyone can make a significant contribution. Think before you bin. It saves energy and natural resources, help to reduce population and reduce the need for landfill. The reduce, reuse, and recycle elements are referred to as 3Rs. First is the reducing. Try to reduce the amount of waste you produce, as this is the best way to help the environment. If you cannot avoid producing, try to avoid using disposable products like paper cups and plates. Straw instead to reusable product. Check for the durability of the product. Stop asking for carry bags at shop, instead carry cloth bag. Reusing. Think of ways you could reuse something like shredding paper for your hamster rather than buying bedding, or saving glass jars for storage. If you cannot reuse something, try to donate or sell old clothes, electrical appliances, furniture. Reuse the paper and plastic bags. Lastly is the recycling. Recycling this enables to materials you throw away to be used again by making them into a new product. Recycling use paper to make paper bags. Purchasing products that can be recycled and also that are recycled. Natural resources important. Management of natural resources refers to the plan of action related to renewable and non-renewable resources. Natural resources like land, soil, water, plants and animals are affected by global warming, overpopulation, industrial expansion, and other related reasons. So first is to maintain a balance in ecosystem. How do you maintain a balanced ecosystem? Manage natural resources carefully. A concerted effort of use natural resources in a sustainable manner will help to protect and maintain ecological balance. Protect the water, reduce logging, reduce chlorofluorocarbon, stop open burning. The second is to avoid further destruction of the environment. The best possible way to help prevent environmental degradation is to give back to the environment. You can do this successfully by planting 3 trees for every one that is cut down for the forest industry. Lastly is to avoid overconsumption of the natural resources. You can conserve natural resources by not owning a car, owning a more fuel efficient car, or driving less, walking, taking public transportation, and carpooling are all excellent alternatives to driving.
Resources Law. Natural Resources Law governs how people can use the parts of the environment that have some economic or societal benefit. Generally, this benefit includes air, wind, light, water, soil, and plants, animals that occupy the land, and underground minerals or oil. Natural Resources Law also helps define how natural resources may be bought or sold. Once someone has rights to a resource, she or he may generally sell those rights in any manner she chooses. Although there are exceptions for some public policies initiatives, it is bailed from and of the energy resources and make it run. So natural resources law is a body of law that organizes the discovery, development, allocation, ownership, management, and ultimately use of all the raw materials that our civilization is built from, and or the energy resources make it run. In a particular sense, the term has come to mean the constellation of statutory, regulatory, and judicial law that customarily applies to the major natural resources industries such as mining, oil, gas, water, and forestry.
What is resource implication? Implications means outcomes. They can be either negative or positive. Home building will have resource implications, whether this involves setting up and maintaining the statutory right to build register, monitoring the responses, developing and introducing planning policies, facilitating the delivery of service plots, or supporting a group project. There are a number of ways councils can organize themselves to keep costs down, and many projects will generate an income that should cover any additional costs that are incurred. What are implications? First is the fact or state of being involved in or connected to something. Second is a possible future effect or result considering the implications of your actions. Third is something that is suggested your implications is unfair. In short, raw materials, extractions, and processing always impact on the environment, resulting as they do in soil degradation, water shortages, biodiversity loss, damage to ecosystem functions, and global warming excavation.